guys, it's Manu here from Nandrodollar.com. I'll start off today's video with a little story. So I was using my phone a few days ago and I had one of my friends near me. So after using the phone, I just did this. So I just folded the phone in half and my friend went like, oh my god, what just happened? At that time, he didn't know that I was actually using Samsung's latest Galaxy Z Flip foldable smartphone. So he found it quite fascinating to see this phone in person for the very first time and to see how awesome looking this phone is, especially the fact that you can just fold this phone in half and it becomes this compact size and you can easily put it into your pocket and still get your work done easily when you open it up. So he's just one of the few people who found this phone fascinating, because I've been using this phone over the past 4 months, ever since this phone was announced as my primary smartphone. And over that time period, almost all the people that got to see this phone was quite fascinated by the fact that it actually folds in half. We get so many smartphones on a day-to-day basis that are getting launched, but it's quite rare that we see so many people getting fascinated by one smartphone. And I think this phone has all the right reasons to be one of the coolest smartphones of 2020. So, like I told you guys, since I've been using this as my primary smartphone, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my opinions, my thoughts after using this as my primary smartphone. I'm going to talk about the performance, the cameras, then the battery life and all the other things, especially durability, and most importantly the fact that it just flips and folds into half. So if you guys are excited for this video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button right now. Let's go ahead and start talking about Samsung's latest Galaxy Z Flip. One of the awesome things about the Galaxy Z Flip is that once you're done with a call, you can just do this and the call will be disconnected. That's just one of the awesome things about this, but there's a ton more. So let's start talking about the Galaxy Z Flip. The most obvious thing right now that is made very clear to all of you guys is the fact that this phone just folds in half, just like this, right? So when you fold the phone into half, it's quite small in size when you compare to another smartphone that you might be having. So for an example, here I have the iPhone 11 Pro. So when you just compare the size, when it's folded, the Galaxy Z Flip is almost half the size. And the best part is when I just open up the screen fully, it's actually bigger than the iPhone 11 Pro. So that's the best thing about having a foldable phone, because while this phone can be small in size, this phone can also be big in size at the times that you actually need. So the implementation here Samsung has taken is to put a foldable display on the inside of the phone. So because of that, we don't really have to worry about having foldable screens on the outside that will make this phone prone to damages. So some of the foldable phones that came out in the past, I've even made videos about some of those products in my channel that you guys can check out later if you guys are interested. Some of those phones have the foldable screen on the outside. So I was really concerned about the durability of it. Like I told you guys, I've been using the Galaxy Z Flip over the past 4 months, and during that time I'm really happy to report that on the outside there aren't significant scratches, and on the inside the display still looks quite good. Here's an up close shot of the display for you guys to see what the Galaxy Z Flip is like after 4 months of use. One of the first concerns that I had with these foldable phones when I first got it was the fact that this phone is not IP68 dust or water resistant, and I wasn't really sure about the durability of this smartphone. I was really careful when I was using it at first, but then after I used it for a while, I understood that this phone is really well made, and over the past 4 months I've been using it without any case or any protection, and for this phone to be still in this kind of condition is quite good. Something that I didn't like about the Z Flip was the fact that when I left it on a table sometimes just like this, especially on this table, I found that this phone was quite slippery and it kept moving here and there a little bit. So be careful if you're using this phone. I highly recommend you guys to pick up a skin and apply it here so that this phone won't be that slippery in hand and it won't really just fall off a desk or something like that. So that actually happened to me once, but it didn't break the phone, thankfully. So I think that really speaks for Samsung's quality control here with the Galaxy Z Flip, and I didn't really have any type of problems with the hinge mechanism on the Z Flip even after folding it so many times each day. I've been using this as my primary smartphone over the past 4 months, so you guys know how many times I might have folded this phone in half to get my work done, and every time I ended a call just like this. So over the past 4 months, the experience when it comes to the durability has been quite good. So that's one of the main concerns a lot of you people have about a foldable phone. So that's why I thought I should address that first, so that now we can go ahead and start talking about the other aspects of the Galaxy Z Flip. Now let's talk about the display of the Galaxy Z Flip. Inside the Z Flip is a 6.7-inch display that Samsung calls the Infinity Flex display. It is a plastic OLED display with a top layer of what Samsung is calling ultra thin glass. It is actually a very thin layer topped with plastic, and it's not like the sheet of Gorilla Glass 6 you might find on other phones. Even though this is a foldable phone, I actually didn't find the colors of the phone to be that different to other phones. However, after using the Galaxy S20 Ultra as my secondary phone with the Galaxy Z Flip, one thing that I surely missed on the Z Flip is that smooth 120Hz display that is there on the Galaxy S20 Ultra. So hopefully in the future, if Samsung can come up with the same foldable concept with a higher refresh rate screen, I think that would be really awesome. This main screen is not the only screen of the Galaxy Z Flip. Once the Z Flip is folded, you are left with a small external display called the cover screen on the outside. This display doesn't really do much apart from notifications, time, charging status, and a preview of the camera. This will actually let you line up a photo without even opening the phone. But the problem that I personally faced was the fact that this cover screen was a bit too small. I actually would have preferred if we had the cover screen maybe throughout this part of the screen. I don't know, that might be technically a bit difficult to implement at the moment, but maybe in the future versions, if Samsung can have a larger version of the screen somewhere over here, that would make it more usable for me to not just have an area for me to just quickly answer calls or just see the notifications, but actually interact with the phone while it's like this. Because the thing about the Galaxy Z Flip is, if you want to really get some proper work done, you have to open this phone up like this. If not, there are only a few things that you can do with the cover screen. Initially, when you're using this phone, you really have to use two hands to open this phone up like this. I personally, after using this phone for a while, got used to opening it up with just one hand like this, but it takes some practice and it takes some getting used to. That being said, be really careful when you're trying to open this phone with one hand, because it's a bit slippery, and if you drop it and break it, it might cost you a fortune to get it fixed. Now, talking about the performance, the Galaxy Z Flip is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. On paper, the Z Flip doesn't really show up like the best-in-class phone that is available right now, especially when you start comparing it with Samsung's own Galaxy S20 Ultra that packs so much of awesome specs inside. However, after using this phone as my primary smartphone for all of my day-to-day activities, to play games, to watch videos, and to get even some work done on the go, this phone didn't really disappoint me at all. I was able to get all of my work done without much trouble, and there are some neat little multitasking features that are baked into this phone that will really improve the way you get your work done as well. Samsung has really put in some awesome features onto this phone to get those things done, and I think Samsung even has a bigger opportunity to add in even more things to get done with these dual screens. Especially, I think something Samsung should improve going forward is better third-party app support for this foldable screen. If this design is something that they're gonna stick to, and if they're gonna have this type of form factor, definitely in the future, if we have more apps that are ready to scale into this form factor easily, then the customer should be able to make the maximum out of a phone like this. Something that I didn't really enjoy in the time that I used the Galaxy Z Flip is the mono speaker on the Z Flip. I think the amazing stereo speakers on the Galaxy S20 Ultra spoiled me too much for me to enjoy this mono speaker on the Z Flip. So next time around, Samsung, if you can really improve on that speaker also, that would be really awesome. Now let's talk about the battery life of the Galaxy Z Flip, because that's one of the most important things a lot of people want to know when it comes to a smartphone. When it comes to the battery, the Galaxy Z Flip has a 3300 mAh battery that is divided between the two halves of the phone, and it is charged either wirelessly or you can charge it over USB-C using this charger at the bottom of the screen. How I personally charge this phone most of the time was using wireless charging, because all I had to do was just fold it in half, just drop it on my wireless charger at night. When I got up in the morning, this phone was fully charged. Or when I got to work, I just had to place it on my wireless charger. I can place it on my wireless charger just like this, and it started charging, and that was pretty easy and convenient for me to use. The battery life on the Galaxy Z Flip was just enough for me to get through a normal day. If I put it through a lot, I noticed the battery was draining quite fast. Hopefully Samsung will work on even faster charging next time around for the Z Flip, because 15 watt fast charging when you compare to the competition out there isn't that great. But I think overall the experience with regard to the battery life of the Galaxy Z Flip was quite decent for me in the time that I used it. Software-wise, the Galaxy Z Flip runs Android 10 with Samsung's own One UI 2. Like I mentioned, it has some neat little features that are packed into it to get the maximum out of the larger screen. Over the past 4 months, Samsung also pushed out around 3 to 4 updates for the Galaxy Z Flip, and with those updates, I think the performance also improved and the experience also improved, because they added some little features that overall enhanced this phone, and I really hope they will keep updating this phone with new features, and they will definitely keep pushing the security patches and all the important stuff for this phone to always keep it up to date. Next, let's talk about the camera performance of the Galaxy Z Flip. Over the time that I used it, I shot so many pictures with this phone. Not only with this phone, I actually shot so many pictures with the Galaxy S20 Ultra as well. And I think the camera of the Galaxy S20 Ultra is the main reason that I think this phone is having bad camera. Because the Galaxy S20 Ultra has spoiled me way too much with its amazing camera, and now every time I take pictures with this phone, I feel like I'm taking a picture with last year's flagship smartphone. I have no idea why Samsung couldn't put in the amazing cameras of the Galaxy S20 Ultra here. At least I understand that they can't put in all 5 of them, but at least the primary camera to get some amazing shots here, especially considering the price of this smartphone. So hopefully that's another thing Samsung can improve next time around, especially if you have a product like the S20 Ultra. You know, people are going to compare your 2 most expensive smartphones. I understand that with the Z Flip, the flagship feature is the foldable display, but I think it would have been really sweet to have the top-notch camera of the Galaxy S20 Ultra with the Z Flip as well. However, that's me just nitpicking after using both of these smartphones side by side for a long period of time. However, for the average consumer, I think they are gonna enjoy this camera because it's still quite a decent camera that's able to put out some good quality pictures, and this still has an ultra wide angle camera, and the selfie camera is also still present. So here are some camera samples for you to judge the camera performance of the Galaxy Z Flip. There are also some noteworthy things about the camera that I should definitely mention to you guys, and one of those features has to do with this form factor of the phone, because if you guys noticed throughout this video, certain times I kept my phone like this, right, on the table. So having the ability to just leave your phone like this means I can easily open up my camera and then enable the cover screen over here, and then with the cover screen I can easily turn on the timer and capture a picture. So basically this phone is its own tripod, right? So you can just place it somewhere and take awesome pictures, or if you want to take some night mode shots, you can just place it somewhere like this and rotate it upwards towards the sky and capture an awesome night mode shot. I even went to the racetrack to see some horse races, so at that time I just left it on the floor to capture a horse race, and here's that video. So as you guys can see, that really adds to the camera experience, and definitely you don't really have to carry around a tripod everywhere you go, because this phone you can just partially open and get it done. You might think that that could only be used for the camera, but no, you can really even use it for other things. I personally use this feature quite a lot to have WhatsApp video calls throughout the quarantine time period, because all I had to do was just take a call and just leave the phone like this on the table or on the bed, and I was able to easily set the camera angle just like this to whatever camera angle that I want, and that made it really easy. Because the thing is, if I have a regular smartphone, I will have to just place it like this on the bed or on the table, and what that does is it's gonna cover up the speakers and the microphone, and the call quality, the call experience is not gonna be so good. But when I left it like this, both the camera and the speaker was available to me at all times, and the call experience was quite good with the Galaxy Z Flip. And also, let's not forget the fact that you can just slant your phone like this every time you take a call, even outside, and like I mentioned before at the start, every time you're done with a call, you can go ahead and do this. That thing never gets old, man, I'm telling you. Apart from that, the Galaxy Z Flip also has some nice little tweaks that are baked in. It still has face unlock, and it still has a side mounted fingerprint scanner that I personally found so helpful during the quarantine time period, because every time we used to wear a mask, the iPhone with face unlock never really unlocked. But with the Galaxy Z Flip, because it had both options, every time it failed the face unlock because I was wearing a mask, I was still able to easily unlock it with my fingerprints. So that's really awesome that this phone has it already baked in. So it also has some nice little software tweaks and some awesome wallpapers that really add to the experience of the Z Flip. This is definitely a phone that you should take to your hand and experience. And I'm sure if you have the budget to go for this phone is a really nice product to have in your hand and to experience, because this is the future of technology. This is the future of innovation that Samsung is showing us right now, and I find it personally so cool that you can buy a foldable smartphone in 2020 that you can actually use, and no gimmicks, you can actually use the phone. And I'm sure that most of you guys might be wondering why I didn't really talk about the crease of the smartphone, because yes, there is a crease, but it didn't really bother me. I mean, when you're talking about an amazing conceptual smartphone like the Galaxy Z Flip with a foldable screen, yes, definitely there are gonna be some caveats here and there. However, I personally loved the experience with the Galaxy Z Flip over the past 4 months, and if I personally had to pick this phone up, I definitely would. And if I can keep using this phone, I definitely would, because that's how much I enjoyed this phone. I personally don't really, I'm sure you guys already know the fact that I personally don't like phones that are not water resistant, right? But this phone is definitely a clear exception because of this awesome form factor and the awesome things that this phone was able to do over the past few months that really got me hooked to this phone. Because initially when I got this phone, to be honest with you, I wasn't even that really excited, or I wasn't really sure whether this phone will surprise me or this phone will make me want a foldable phone. But Samsung has really done a good job here, and they really made me want this phone. And the Z Flip is a good start for Samsung to keep putting out more foldable smartphones. Now, as a summary about the Galaxy Z Flip, in my review time period, what I noticed about the Galaxy Z Flip is that this phone is not the best at anything, but it packs so much good stuff in an attractive and unique foldable package. A lot of people might be interested in it. And more than anything, this phone is showing us the future of technology, especially with foldable smartphones. Since it is just the first generation of the Z Flip, I really can't wait for the second generation of the Z Flip and the third generation and so on and so forth. Hopefully Samsung will take all the negative things about the Z Flip and correct them in the next version, so that we get a much more improved version of the Z Flip next time around, and hopefully that becomes a better version of the phone. I'm actually rooting for the IP68 dust and water resistance, even though I understand that it might take a while before we actually see that on a foldable smartphone. So anyway, with all of that being said, another reason why the Galaxy Z Flip might be a little bit under the radar is the fact that the Galaxy S20 Ultra is so awesome. When you consider the fact that that phone has almost all the things and at a lower price point, that phone really is the biggest competition of the Galaxy Z Flip. But the main thing the Z Flip can do that most of the other smartphones can't is this. So because of that, if this foldable form factor is something that attracts you, then this phone is for you. Since a lot of people are curious about the price and the warranty details of the Galaxy Z Flip, I got the official details right here. So the Z Flip is officially priced at $293,990 and it comes with 1 year warranty. Well guys, with that we come to the end of my full review of the Galaxy Z Flip after using this as my primary smartphone since this was officially launched. So I didn't really make any videos about this smartphone over the past few months because even though I had this phone, I really wanted to put this phone through its paces and see what this phone can actually do. So that's why I didn't really bring you guys the initial impressions as well, and there was an embargo time period. So now that I'm officially able to tell you guys about this phone, here I am telling you guys everything that you guys need to know about the Z Flip and sharing my experience with all of you. If you found this video useful, definitely share it with a friend, and if you're new to my channel, smash that subscribe button right now for more awesome tech videos just like this here in my channel. In order to see my coverage of the Galaxy S20 lineup, also you can definitely go ahead and find my videos over on my channel. I'll have a link for some of those videos down below in the description. And if you're not following me on social media for all the behind the scenes and updates, definitely do so, because even this phone I teased it quite a lot on social media. So if you guys have been following me, you definitely must have noticed that. So with all of that being said, stay tuned to Android.com because my full written article of the Galaxy Z Flip review is available over there as well. So definitely go ahead and check that out over there. I'll have a link for it down below as well. And with all of that being said, if you have any questions, like I mentioned before, drop a comment and let me know what you guys think about this foldable smartphone from Samsung. And until I see you guys in my next video, this is Banu signing out.